What is going on, guys? It's your boy Dylan Villain. It is Thursday, week 3, November 1997. It is time for some WWF SmackDown. We're in front of 14,000 and we're in front of 14,099 in the Fleet Center in Boston, Massachusetts. Like The Rock said on Monday on Raw is War, we got to get through the pre-show before we can get to our main card in a pre-show match that had decent wrestling, but not a lot of heat. Test defeats Rikishi by pinfall. This match got a 62. Rikishi with a 58 and Test with a 58. Announcing color commentary gave the match a boost. We go on to our pre-show main event, which is Goldust taking on Mark and Goldust picks up a win. Goldust with a 86 and Mark Romero with a 51. Announcing color commentary gave the match a boost. Goldust and Chyna have pretty good chemistry together, and Sable did some great work at ringside. This match got a 78. We move on to our opening contest of the night. We're going to start SmackDown with a match, and in a decent match, the tag team of Henry and D'Lo once again pick up a win when they defeat the Hollies when Mark Henry pinned Hardcore Holly. This match got a 64. D'Lo with a 57. Mark with a 57. Crash with a 58. And Mark Henry with a 63. Mark Henry and D'Lo have excellent chemistry teaming together. Announcing color commentary gave the match a boost. Teddy Long did some great work at ringside. Mark Henry and Teddy Long have pretty good chemistry together. And D'Lo Brown is getting better at his gimmick. That is all good things that I would love to see. We go on to our opening segment, which is the contract signing, as we found out from Monday Night Raw, between The Rock and Kurt Angle. We go to the ring. They have the table set up. Out walks Vince McMahon. He says, "Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I would like to introduce two of our young competitors here in the World Wrestling Federation, which I believe will be the future of the World Wrestling Federation. At this time, I would like to introduce the challenger for the World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, Kurt Angle." Kurt Angle comes out, the crowd boos. You know, Kurt Angle comes out, and he stands there and everything, and he's like, "And at this time, I would like to introduce the World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, the future of the World Wrestling Federation, and the most electrifying man in sports entertainment today, The Rock." And The Rock comes out, and he comes out to boos also. The Rock, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't let it affect him. He gets in the ring. He has the big boss man accompanying him. Vince talks about, you know, these two guys are going to tear down the house at Survivor Series. They're going to tear down the show. They're going to put on one of the best matches that we've ever seen in sports entertainment history. These two men are the future of the World Wrestling Federation, and they're going to prove it at Survivor Series this Sunday at Survivor Series at that. Vince McMahon does, Kurt Angle signs the contract, you know. Kurt Angle grabs the mic and goes, "Rock, I respect you as a competitor. You know, each and every single one of these fans should look up to somebody like you, Rock. You got it all. You got the looks, you got the charisma, you got the in-ring talent. But you're missing three things. That's intensity, that's integrity, and that's intelligence, Rock. And I will do any and everything to become the new Intercontinental Champion at Survivor Series and show each and every single one of you fans why Kurt Angle, after having that horrible hand injury, will not only win the Intercontinental Championship, but go on to be the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in the history of the World Wrestling Federation." Oh, it's true. It's true. So you can cheer, you can boo me all you want to, but it's time to face the music, Rock. Just like these fans, it's time for you to face the music. And that's Kurt Angle is going to soon be the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. And The Rock kind of chuckles and he grabs the mic and he goes, Kurt, I know everything that you're saying is in the spirit of friendly competition, but the one thing that you forget is that you're not going against somebody like the Big Slow or Rey Mysterio or Jericho or even Stone Cold Steve Austin. The crowd pops. And he goes, you're going against me, The Rock, the must-watch superstar of the World Wrestling Federation, the future of the World Wrestling Federation, the hand-picked, the chosen one of Vince McMahon himself to usher in an era of the World Wrestling Federation that they have never seen before. So, you're saying I'm missing intensity, integrity, and intelligence? Well, I know that you're lacking in one of those things, and it ain't the first two. That's for damn sure. Because you must be pretty stupid if you think you're going to beat The Rock this Sunday at Survivor Series. And The Rock's going to show you what The Rock is cooking. And, you know, they have a verbal communication. They have a verbal battle back and forth. And The Rock signs his contract. It's like, there you have it. This Sunday at Survivor Series, it's going to be The Rock versus Kurt Angle. And all of a sudden, Steve Austin's music hits. And the crowd, you know, the glass shatters. And the crowd pops. And Steve Austin comes out. And Vince slides out of the ring. The Rock's ready. Steve Austin goes right to The Rock. He beats up The Rock. Big Boss Man tries to get him off. Austin hits him with a stunner. Puts, you know, slams The Rock through the table. Stuns Big Boss Man. Kurt Angle's like, whoa, 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 I don't have nothing to do with this. And he slides out of the ring. He's just like, I ain't got nothing to do with this. And he hightails it and everything like that. And Austin celebrates and he drinks beer as we move on to our next segment, which is, yes, we go to commercial and we come back, and The Rock is in Vince's, during the commercial, and we see The Rock in Vince's office, and he's mad, he's furious. He's just like, I don't care about this Sunday. I want Austin tonight. I want Austin's stupid candy ass tonight. You're going to put me in a match. And Vince is like, no. You're not going against Austin tonight. You don't need to go against Austin tonight. I don't need you getting hurt before that Intercontinental Championship matchup between Kurt Angle. What I need you to do is I just need you to go home and rest until this Sunday at Survivor Series when you defend your Intercontinental Championship. He goes, I got somebody already in mind who's going to take care of Austin here tonight, and that's the Big Boss Man. And Big Boss Man, you know, he twirls his nightstick and everything like that, and he goes, don't worry, Rock, you get some rest. I'm going to teach Austin a little hard justice as we move on to our next segment, which is the match that was advertised on Raw as War between Christian and Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy picks up the win against Christian. Christian with a 76 and Jeff Hardy with a 76. The tables and ladder chairs, oh my, storyline advances. The match needed more psychology between these two young competitors. And that's the color commentary you get match news. And this match got a 69. Nice. We move on to the next segment as the Hardys celebrate. Edge and Christian slide in the ring after the thing. You know, Jeff Hardy's celebrating and Edge comes out with chairs and they attack the Hardys as they celebrate their big win. Who is going to come out on top at this Sunday's Survivor Series pay-per-view? We are going to have to tune in and find out as we move on to our next segment of the night, which is that match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and the Big Boss Man. And about that had superb wrestling and great heat. Stone Cold Steve Austin defeats Big Boss Man by pinfall with a stunner. The match got a 93. Steve Austin with 100. Big Boss Man with a 73. I mean, we know who carried this match. Austin versus Vince McMahon storyline advances, and Stone Cold with that crowd support, he is super over. We are going to move on to our next segment of the night, which Stone Cold celebrates in the ring, drinking beer and everything, as, you know, he basically talks shit to The Rock and says, your time's coming. I haven't forgot about you. I haven't forgot about Vince. Your time's coming. I'm going to get my hands on you. as we move on to the next segment of the night, which is a sit-down interview with Triple H. Michael Cole asks Triple H, you know, his former friend Shawn Michaels was getting attacked in the ring by Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. Triple H showed up on the ramp with a sledgehammer, but chose not to help. Why? Triple H said, you know, Shawn got himself in his own predicament, and I was letting Shawn fight his own battles. You see, if I went against Scott Hall or Kevin Nash, the outcome would be dramatically different. I wouldn't let them beat me senseless like they did with Shawn. And come this Sunday, I know I'm defending my WWF Championship against Sting. But we all know why Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Sting are here. They're not trying to take down the World Wrestling Federation. No. Because we all know that WCW is running low on money. And that they're soon going to be belly up. We all know that they already went to pre-taping Monday Nitro, that they couldn't go live one-on-one with the greatest company in the world, the World Wrestling Federation. And we already know that all the talent that ain't getting ready for a retirement home is jumping ship and coming to the World Wrestling Federation, knocking on Vince's door, asking for a job. We all know why they're here. They're not here to take over the World Wrestling Federation. They're here because they're desperate. They're here because they let a tyrant like Hulk Hogan take over their company and run it into the ground. And they're just begging and hoping Vince signs them up to a contract to the World Wrestling Federation. I don't care if they sign Hall and Nash and Sting. I don't give a damn. Because at the end of the day, Triple H is going to still be the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm not losing this title to anyone anytime soon. And you best believe that. I guarantee you that. I don't care what anybody has to say or what anybody thinks. Because I am the game and I'm that damn good. As we move on to our next segment, our big match this Sunday. Triple H versus Sting for the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship. We heard it from Triple H. They're not here to take over the World Wrestling Federation. They're here because if they win that championship, then they can get a leverage on Vince McMahon on getting signed to the World Wrestling Federation. That's all that is. Because Triple H is saying that WCW is about to be belly up. And we're going to have to find out. We are going to have to find out on that one as we move on to our next segment. Our big main event match at the pay-per-view. Triple H versus Sting for the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship. Will Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Shawn Michaels play a part in that match? We will have to tune into the pay-per-view and find out, which is this Sunday. We're going to move on to our next segment of the night, which we have a match between Rob Van Dam and Rey Mysterio. And for some reason, there was a lack of psychology on display, which that makes no sense whatsoever. Both these men are phenomenal in the ring, so that makes no sense to me. Rob Van Dam with a 94, Rey Mysterio with a 94. Both men super over. The Frog Splash storyline advances. Rob Van Dam picks up the win against Rey Mysterio Jr. with a 5-star Frog Splash. After the match, Jim Cornette instructs Rob Van Dam to beat up Rey Mysterio as we get to that segment. And out comes Eddie Guerrero to save Rey Mysterio. We don't know why he's coming out saving Rey Mysterio. I guess the mutual respect between Rey and Eddie, we know that they're fierce rivals, but they have, Eddie has respect for Rey and Rey has respect for Eddie, and Eddie comes out to make the save. Eddie grabs the mic and he goes, you know, last week y'all said some stuff, and you want to find out who has the best Frog Splash in the World Wrestling Federation, and you want your match at Survivor Series. Well, I'll give you that match at Survivor Series. you're on, Rob. You want to come out here and attack my friend, one of my best friends in this industry? You must be crazy. You must be crazy if you think that you're good, that you have the audacity to call your frog splash 5 stars, when every time I see you in the ring, I go to the back and find me a pillow and a blanket and take me a nap because you're so damn boring. But you want a match? You got your match. So there we go. At Survivor Series, it's going to be Eddie Guerrero taking on Rob Van Dam. Frog Splash versus Frog Splash. Who is going to win this contest? We will have to find out at Survivor Series. We move on to our next segment of the night, and it is a promo from Owen Hart as he is supposed to take on Davey Boy Smith tonight. And Michael Cole is interviewing him along with the rest of the new foundation. And Owen says, you know, all this month we've been hearing about Bret, about how he's found himself a new member of the Hart Foundation, that he's found somebody that not only is one of the best technical wrestlers in the world, but Bret Hart deemed him as a crippler. Now, I don't know who this crippler is, but he sounds like a pile of shit. And if Bret thinks that his mystery partner for our match at Survivor Series is going to give him the advantage, then he's sadly mistaken. Because I know, and these two men behind me know, and this lovely lady here knows, that the new foundation is the future of the World Wrestling Federation. I don't care who wins the match between Triple H and Sting, because I'm next. I'm penciled in as the next in line for that World Championship matchup. And I'm going to become World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion. It's my destiny to win that championship. It's my destiny to reach the very top of this company, of this industry, and become the #1 world champion of the world. So whoever Bret has, it's nobody that's going to turn the tide. It's nobody important. So Bret, I'll see you this Sunday, along with your Crippler, because you like to call him the Crippler. Well, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go cripple Davey, and that's going to be one less member of your Hart Foundation that we have to worry about. And we move on to that matchup as Davey Boy Smith takes on Owen Hart in a bout that had fantastic heat. Owen Hart defeats Davey Boy Smith in our main event in 12:59 by pinfall after he cheats, after Brian Pillman slides in a chair and hits him, and he picks up the win. They had pretty good chemistry, and it lifted the match. Both of them with the 97. The match got a 91. The Rebel Heart storyline advances. After the match, once again, all 3 members of the new foundation comes in, and they start beating up Davey. And all of a sudden, Bret Hart's music hits, and he comes out and he runs. And Bret's fighting all of them off, and they're starting to get the numbers game. And all of a sudden, you know, Bret chases them out of the ring. They get out of the ring and everything, and they think they have the last laugh. And all of a sudden, we hear music that we never heard here in the World Wrestling Federation. And everybody's looking at the Jumbotron, you know, the Titantron, and they're looking at everything. And they're like, who is this guy? As this vignette plays of this man, and he's walking down this dark hallway, you know, and he looks very intimidating, and he's snapping his neck back and forth and everything like that, and it zooms up behind his head, like kind of like the "Hey Bret" type thing, and then he turns his head, and it is none other than, you guessed it, making his debut in the World Wrestling Federation. It is none other than Chris Benoit, as he debuts, and he comes out and helps Bret Hart fight off the new foundation. His gimmick is poor. That is not good. and the Rebel Heart storyline advances and gain heat. Announced the color commentary gave the match a boost, and Bret Hart did with his hot new catchphrase. As we find out the three men in the traditional Survivor Series matchup, it is going to be the new foundation of Owen Hart, Brian Pillman, and Double J Jeff Jarrett taking on Davey Boy Smith, Bret Hart, and the new debuting member of the Hart Foundation, Chris Benoit, making his jump from WCW as we go ahead and finish off the show. The show got a 95. What an awesome go-home show to the Survivor Series pay-per-view. This increased our popularity by 32 in regions, and it would have gained us 1 in Canada, but we are limited to viewers. We're going to go ahead and finish the show. Chris Benoit is here, ladies and gentlemen, making his debut. He will have his in-ring debut this Sunday at Survivor Series. We have to get through Sunday Night Heat to Survivor Series. I'm excited to book that show. I'm excited to announce it. I'm excited for everything, guys. I am super excited for this pay-per-view. It is one of the big pay-per-views of the year. Johnny Ace stays with All Japan Pro Wrestling. That's good for him. And Blue Demon Jr. is the new middleweight champion. National Mexican middleweight champion. My name is Dylan the Villain, guys. Thank y'all for watching this episode of SmackDown, the go-home episode of Survivor Series. I know I could probably get one more week out, but the pay-per-view is this Sunday, and I don't like changing the schedule. Most of the time, they're at the end of the month, but for some reason, this is the last pay-per-view of the year, and it is week 3. I don't know why they didn't make it week 4, but it is week 3, and we are going to go ahead and do that. And I might throw in a holiday special episode pay-per-view or something like that to hype up the Royal Rumble, which I believe it is the first week of January. So we have a lot of time to tell a story to the Royal Rumble. We are almost to a whole year in this save, and I am super excited. I'm pretty sure we did a whole year in the save. I think I started around December or November, somewhere around this time in 96, and we have made it, guys. We're very close, and I thank everybody who's been here from the start, guys. Thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all the love and support, all the likes on the videos that y'all got, all the shares that y'all did with y'all's friends and other people who love TEW and professional wrestling. I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for all the love and support. My name is Dylan the Villain, guys. If you are new to the channel and like what you see, please click on that subscribe icon. It helps out the channel a lot. I can't express how much it helps us out a lot. And I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for all of y'all who stumbled upon this channel and watched this episode and like it and did subscribe. Thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. If you like this episode and want to go back and watch some previous episodes, that playlist will be under last night results. And if you want to go back and watch Monday Night Raw and find out what happened in our main event between Shawn Michaels and Scott Hall, that episode of Monday Night Raw will be right here. And why Triple H, we found out why Triple H refused, but you have to go see that episode of Monday Night Raw right here. My name is Dylan Villain, guys, and like we always say here at Pro Am Gaming, if you can't play with each other, do what I'm doing and play with yourself. I will see y'all on Sunday Night Heat, and then we are going to Survivor Series. I will see y'all there, guys. Thank y'all for watching.